Hello there! Welcome to another fantastic, hopefully, episode of BnM Gamebreak.
I'm your co-host, Derek, at I Am Monotone on Twitter, and apparently all I own are band t-shirts.
Yep. And I am your co-host, Paul, at B92 Bomber on Twitter, and I own hardly any band shirts.
Well, we know who's cool then, I guess.
Yep, me.
I guess it just depends on how old you are. But anywho, today we address an ultimate backpedaling.
Yeah.
With our good friends over at Microsoft.
And their Xbox 180, as it's been dubbed.
Dear me. I need to stay off the internet.
It has been recently announced, yesterday in fact, that they have taken back their always connected requirement, as well as their what was it, the DRM, the loaning and trading games.
Yeah, their use game
limitations on the Xbox One, as it were, beforehand, as of their reveal at E3 and whatnot, and even before then, you could not play the Xbox One without at least connecting to the internet once every 24 hours.
Just couldn't
at
play
home.
You literally just couldn't play
Yeah,
it.
it was just useless. And you also couldn't do used games. Now, I believe there was a fee.
Yes,
So
there was a fee.
you could transfer licenses once per title, and there's a fee to do that, which would have been at the developers or the publisher's discretion.
Let me just break this down. It was all bullshit. It was bullshit. There were Microsoft, Xbox loyalists defending these bullshit decisions with bullshit excuses, and now these bullshit things don't exist anymore.
Exactly.
So that confirms to me that those reasons were all bullshit.
Yeah.
Now, what I will say is that this actually makes this a competition between these consoles.
It definitely does. Now, there is still the $100 extra price tag on the Xbox One. Although I'd say it's still reasonable, because you are then paying for a Kinect by force.
I mean, honestly, the thing is the consumer they don't look at what's inside most of the time. They look at what the price is.
Yeah.
If I'm looking at how expensive something is, if I see the Xbox for $500 and the Sony PS4 for $100 cheaper, if I'm, outside of the gaming community and I'm like, oh, my son or daughter wants one of these, which one am I going to get? I'm going to get the cheaper one. This is why people own
Especially
Wii's.
because a lot of people still don't like the Kinect. There have been issues with it in the past, and I suspect we'll still see a few.
Okay. But the competition now that the bullshit is gone, it really comes down to the price, and B, exclusives.
Yeah. I think right now, just from people I've talked to and what we saw at E3 last week, PlayStation 4 still has the better exclusives.
I mean, I suppose.
Microsoft is definitely catching up, though.
Microsoft has more exclusives, is what I'll say. They definitely have more. Are they great? I mean, I don't know. If I haven't said it before, Titanfall looks alright. I don't know.
A lot of people are actually starting to look at that as maybe a replacement for Call of Duty.
Hopefully.
As far as multiplayer goes.
That's not going to happen. I mean, I don't know. I said it before, Battlefield 4 looked better at E3 than Titanfall. Titanfall looked really 360 H graphics-wise, but it was all the things were run on computers anyways, so whatever. But yeah, no. Microsoft definitely has more exclusives going for them at the moment. But I mean, I like what Sony's offering.
What do you think of them taking back the always connected to the internet?
I mean, here's my thing. Why was that around in the first place?
I believe it is to make sure that you actually owned the license to the game. It kind of just needed to refresh the licensing. I know originally their view on it was you don't own the game, you own a license to play the game.
So bullshit. I mean, they got rid of a stupid feature that they didn't need in the first place, and it just rings true, no pun intended, because they got rid of it so easily.
Yeah.
Like if it was really needed to be a part of this system, they wouldn't have just so easily just said, well, you know what, we won't do that anymore.
Yeah.
Like,
That is the most disappointing part of it. Like, kind of the, okay, what's the catch? Because obviously this just proves that they weren't limited in hardware. I mean, it wasn't a technical limitation. They could have done it this way from the get-go.
yeah, I mean, not to sound like, somebody that has bias or anything, but I mean, the reason was just money. That was the only reason. I don't know.
I think obviously both companies are in it for the money.
Yeah.
And Microsoft probably made the announcement initially thinking that Sony would turn around and do the same thing. And then Sony didn't.
Yeah, which is probably pretty accurate. I mean, my final thought on the matter is I just feel like it's embarrassing for Microsoft.
It is, but it's definitely a step in the right direction.
Yeah, I mean, they're learning, I suppose. At least they weren't stubborn about it and lost a lot of sales for it, But it's an embarrassing thing just to, be all rah-rah into this, be very adamant, like, oh, we're going to do this, we're going to do this and this and this. Oh, wait, no one wants this? All right, just get rid of that bullshit. And
just scrap it.
Okay, we need our pre-orders back.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's my thoughts on it. Good for them for making the move. It was smart. They're definitely not dumb over there.
It shows that they're listening, though.
It does.
In fact, in the announcement, letter that they put out, they talked about how they listened to the feedback of the fans, especially at E3,
which is another thing that they're trying to catch up to Sony with, because that was Sony's entire E3 spiel was, we care about you. Seriously, we do.
We love you.
Just
And this is showing that Microsoft might still have a heart.
Yeah. I mean, definitely look forward to the competition here. Like I said, it's going to come down to the exclusives and the price. That's what's going to affect everything here with this console war. I look forward to it. I look forward to see what happens in the future within the next couple months.
Absolutely. I'd like to see if maybe we'll see a price drop on it before it launches.
I don't think it's going to happen.
You're probably right because of pre-orders.
Yeah.
But anyways, we also look forward to seeing what you guys think down in the comments below. So go ahead and leave a comment there. Make sure you find us on Twitter.
Yes, indeed.
At I am monotoned.
No, I am monotoned.
You are monotoned.
I am monotoned. With a D on the end, by the way.
And at B92 Bomber, as well as our Facebook page, facebook.com/BnM Gamebreak.
Yes, say hello and then get a response from us because we'll respond to you.
We will indeed.
Yes, indeed. But as far as this fancy cool game break is concerned, we're gonna get on out of here. I'm gonna sleep.
Take these guys.